Thank you, Mr. Speaker. First of all, I'm a strong supporter of the good work that is represented in H.R. 3700. I congratulate Chairman Lukemeyer and Ranking Member Cleaver for their hard work on this, as well as Chairman Henseling and Ranking Member Waters. This bill is a really solid bipartisan improvement over the status quo. This amendment would extend some of the benefits of H.R. 3700 to folks who live in mobile homes. And that happens to be an awful lot of Vermonters who are working real hard, trying to make ends meet. The idea of a bricks and sticks house is a dream for them, but they love the mobile home they have, and they have economic challenges staying in that home. And I think that's true not just in Vermont, but really across rural America. What this amendment would allow is for the Section 8 housing vouchers to be used for some of the obvious expenses that are associated with owning a mobile home, Mr. Speaker. Right now, only the land rent is what can be included in the voucher. But in addition to that, obviously, you've got the true cost of the mobile home that the owner pays for the housing. In addition to the land rent, underneath the home, the mobile homeowners often pay a number of other costs, including utilities, insurance, and financing for their mobile homes. People renting apartments where it's not a mobile home, all those are factored into the rent. So what this amendment would do is allow those costs to be included in the calculation for Section 8 that, in our view, put in an unnecessary and unfair limitation on what can be considered. Compare that to the housing cost vouchers that individuals in rental units get. All of those are included in the rent. So this amendment would address that issue by allowing the property taxes on a mobile home, as well as insurance, utilities, and financing to be included as components of the housing cost eligible for the voucher. It would make a huge difference in affordability for Vermonters and for Americans across this country who are working hard every day and whose option for safe shelter is a mobile home. I urge that my colleagues support this amendment, and I thank my colleagues for the bipartisan solid work they've done on this bill. And I reserve the balance of my time.
The gentleman from Vermont reserves his time. Gentleman from Texas, what purpose you seek recognition?
Mr. Chairman, I ask unanimous consent to claim the time in opposition, although I'm not opposed.
Without objection, the gentleman from Texas is recognized.
I thank the chairman. I appreciate the gentleman from Vermont. I appreciate his amendment. I think that this helps equalize for a number of Section 8 users use manufactured housing to help equalize this with other housing options. So I think it is an important step forward. I thank the gentleman from Vermont for his leadership. Prepared to accept the amendment. Recommend members vote for it. I yield back the balance of my time.
The gentleman from Texas yields back his time. Gentleman from Vermont.
I just want to observe that the gentleman from Texas, in his gracious remarks, spent a fair amount of time in the Green Mountain State, so he knows about these mobile homes. And I'm going to go back and tell folks that you're still the good guy you were when you were spending more time in the Green Mountain State. I yield back the balance of my time.
And the gentleman from Vermont yields back his time. Questions on the amendment offered by the gentleman from Vermont. Those in favor say aye. Those opposed, no. Opinion of the chair.